How about that screech euphonium there? Now let's sing it one more time. Jingle bells, jingle jingle all the way.
In a one-horse open sleigh, hey, hey, jingle bell, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
All right, thank you. Thanks to my friends that are used to working paid gigs are up here working for free. So a nice hand for Bill Huber on the trombone and Tommy Cooper. Well, actually, Bill Huber's playing the euphonium today. Tommy Cooper on the trombone and Scott Duque on trumpet and Mr. Todd Hill up there on the piano. And so we'll have some tubas here for you shortly. If you have any requests, well, just write them on the end of a $100 bill and send them on down here and we'll get them right in for you. Let's do Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Santa Claus is coming to town. All right, everybody knows this one.
Oh, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list and checking it twice. Gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Oh, you better watch out. You better not cry. Better not pout. I'm a-telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list, checking it twice. Gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping and knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Better watch out, you better not cry, better not pout, I'm a-telling you why. Santa Claus is coming, let's tag it. Santa Claus is coming, there's Santa Claus is coming to town. All right. Indeed, thank you. Well, we had a 4-hour rehearsal before this to get all this stuff ironed out. I'm sure you can tell. All right, there's one thing that I always enjoy doing at our little Tuba Christmas warm-up band, and that's hearing these great musicians play. Scott Duquet, you sounded great back there, and Tommy and Todd. But Bill Huber and I go back several years, and he's one of the greatest high-note trombone and euphonium players that I know, and he can just channel Tommy Dorsey at the drop of a hat. So I would like for him to play a Christmas carol that's one of my favorites called I'll Be Home for Christmas. And you know, my dad told me the story that during World War II he was stationed up in the Aleutian Islands, and he never could remember ever feeling the way he felt when they put on the music to this song, and he's out in the middle of nowhere. It's Bing Crosby singing I'll Be Home for Christmas. And so this goes out to all of the service people stationed all over the world that won't be at home this Christmas. I'll be home for Christmas. How about that? Well, we're going to give the guys a break here in just a minute and get ready for Tuba Christmas. But before we do, I'd like to sing one more that I know all of you know, and it's kind of appropriate for today. And as you can see, a couple of snowflakes does not scare off the tuba players. We're all here. And there's Miss Cheap right in the front row. Mary Hance, good to see you. We'd like to sing White Christmas, and we'd like for you to help us out. Now let's, I guess Todd isn't the usual key on this thing, C. Does that sound right? I think. Give us a little intro there. C, it's C. Todd, give us a little bit of, he's the director of jazz studies at Murray State. This is a Murray State intro he's done. Listen to that.
Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten. Y'all come on, help now. And children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white.
Thank you, and Merry Christmas, everybody. Give us about 5 minutes, and we'll be back with tubas.
Christmas time is here, happiness and cheer, fun for all that children call their favorite time of year. Snowflakes in the air, carols everywhere, olden times and ancient rhymes of love and dreams to share. Sleigh bells in the air, beauty everywhere, Yuletide by the fireside, and joyful memories there. Christmas time is here, we'll be drawing near. Oh, that we could always see such spirit through the sleigh bells in the air, beauty everywhere, Yuletide by the fireside, and joyful memories there. Christmas time is here, we'll be drawing near. Oh, that we could always see such spirit through the year. Oh, that we could always see such spirit through the year.
Well, good morning. Welcome to Tuba Christmas 2019. Let's get these folks up here for a round of applause. Great program. Joe Fitzpatrick. I'm the worship and music pastor here. On behalf of our senior pastor, Dr. Frank Lewis, and our entire congregation, we welcome you. We welcome you back to worship with us on Sunday mornings at 10:30. This coming Sunday evening, the 15th at 5 p.m., we will have our sanctuary choir with the Nashville String Machine, which is the primary and principal recording ensemble here in Music City, USA. We'll present a wonderful festive evening of Christmas carols and wonderful music. It's a carol candlelight celebration. We also have 2 services on Christmas Eve, both at 5 and at 8 p.m. You're cordially invited. It's a joy to partner with Second Harvest Food Bank and their endeavors here to alleviate food hunger needs and those who have food insecurities in their homes. So I know that you'll hear more about that here this afternoon and this morning, and we're so glad that you're here. Hopefully you've already received a very, very warm welcome. But right now, let's give a warm welcome to these folks up here. A round of applause to GR and Tuba Christmas 2019. Merry Tuba Christmas, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. We're going to play each carol through twice. And the first time is just for listening. The second time, we expect you to sing, and I'm holding you to it. Okay, the first one's "Oh Come All You Faithful." I think everybody knows the words to that. Merry Tuba Christmas, everybody. Thank you. Number three in the book. Thank you very much. You know, that sounded pretty good, but I think we can do better. I'm counting on you. We can do better. Now, maybe some of you didn't know the words. I don't know. You know, when I was growing up, we probably knew the words to about 20 Christmas carols, at least the first verse. And I know most of you grew up when I did, so you can sing. I know you can. Now, I'm going to go one carol now, though, that if you don't know the words to Christmas carols, I can teach you this one very quickly. It's fa la 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 la, la 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 la. Deck the halls. Okay, here we are. Okay, that was much better. Thank you. Now, you may have noticed that the keys that we are singing in are not the greatest keys for singing. There's some that's kind of high or kind of low. That's because these are written for tuba players, not for singers. But we're going to do the best we can. And of course, I happen to have my own coloratura soprano over here who can get those high notes, Miss Carmen Sanders, who's leading us. Thanks to Carmen. And Carmen told me, by the way, tuba players, that where I was slipping down on the job, she ordered some pizzas, and so there are going to be pizzas downstairs when you have your break. All right. So we managed to get some there. Now we'd like to let's see, what are we going to do next? Why don't we go to the first Noel, which is number 5 in the book. Just a word or two about Tuba Christmas and how it got started. This is our 33rd Tuba Christmas here in Nashville. As you can see, if you've been here before, we're a few tuba players short of what we normally are. Of course, we're terrified of snowflakes here in Tennessee. And some of our people come a long distance, though. I know Carol Gocher there comes all the way from Gainesboro, something like that. So he may not get home tonight. He may be sleeping in his car somewhere. But we have about 80 up here, which is good. We had sometimes as many as 150. So we're not quite up to our usual numbers, but they sound better than ever. I'm not sure who they were, the ones that didn't come, but I think we have the best ones here. So, so I hope you really enjoy this. Just not to do more talking than playing, but we're a bunch of, a lot of us are kind of semi-retired, or we should be, and we need long breaks between the carols. So we're going to play one for you, and then I've got another story to tell, okay? Here's the first Noel.
First Noel, the angels did say, was to certain poor shepherd fields as they lay, in fields where they lay keeping their sheep. On a cold winter's night that was so deep, Noel, 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 born is the King of
It's a great feeling of power to have all of this brass at my beck and call. It's sort of like being a lion tamer with a circus, Just a word or two about the origins of Tuba Christmas. Tuba Christmas started in 1974. I was a grad student at Indiana University in Bloomington, Indiana, and went up there to study with the very famous Harvey Phillips, who was I felt like a very, very small fish in a big pond there. There were so many great players around that school. But Harvey was just a wonderful person, and he told me, approaching Christmas of 1974, that he had an idea about having tuba players play Christmas carols. And of course, I mean, I knew him well by then. I realized that anything he said that he was going to do, he usually managed to pull off. So he called Alec Wilder and his friend Alec Wilder, who you may know from if you listen to any XM radio like I do, from some of his great songs like I'll Be Around and things like that. Called Alec Wilder and got him to arrange these carols. And we did a concert in Bloomington, Indiana with the tubas down at the Monroe County Courthouse, which if you've ever seen the movie Breaking Away, that's the opening scene is coming in on the Monroe County Courthouse. That's where we were sitting. And of course, Harvey, with his usual flair, had us ride a fire engine down to the courthouse, and we passed buckets around, collected money for the Salvation Army. And he said, you know, I'm going to take this to New York. And I says, oh, really? And he said, yeah. He said, I called up Rockefeller Center to see if we could do a concert on the ice out there in front of the statue of Prometheus. And of course, if you watch the Today Show on NBC, you see that very frequently, especially at Christmas, the tree there and the skaters. And Harvey, for many years, was a freelance player in New York and was one of the very top players they had. So he knew everybody up there. He worked with Doc Severinsen and Leonard Bernstein and Rostropovich and all these people. So anyway, he called the Rockefeller Center and said, I'd like to have a concert out on the ice with 300 tubas. And he said there was a long silence on the other end of the line, and we've never done anything like that before. And he says, well, nobody has. He said, this is something new, and we'll be playing Christmas carols. And he said, oh, Mr. Phillips, there's no way. We can't do something like that. That would be ridiculous. And he said, well, do me a favor. Before you say no, would you call a couple of references for me? And well, okay, we'll do that for you. So he gave him, this is before cell phones, he gave him the personal unlisted telephone numbers of Leonard Bernstein and of Doc Severinsen and of Rostropovich and several people of that caliber. And in about an hour, they called him back and said, you can have whatever you want, Mr. Phillips. And so that's how it all started. And they still have the one there every year. I'm not sure if it's this coming Sunday or the past Sunday. I think it's this coming Sunday. They have about 500 tubas. But I can guarantee you we sound better than they do, because with 500, yes, indeed. Yes, thank you. With 500 tubas, you know, you have to be careful or it ends up sounding a little like a buffalo stampede, you know. So, all right. Well, let's see. Let's play something here. How about let's invite a guest conductor up here, somebody who can really conduct. Number 26, and I just lost my cheat sheet. I'll get it back in a minute. Number 26, we're going to invite the wonderful minister of music here from First Baptist Church. It was easier to bend over and pick things up 40 years ago when we started this. And he's going to conduct for you, Hark, the Herald Angels Sing.
The herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God of sins.
we're so very grateful to First Baptist Church for hosting this concert. We started out in 1987, 33 years ago, over at Fountain Square Shopping Center. Anybody remember that? They sometimes referred to as the Mistake on the Lake. It didn't last too long as a shopping center. I think it's open now as an office complex. So we closed down our first mall, and then we moved to Hickory Hollow after that. And that one's toast. No more Hickory Hollow. And then we went from there to Cool Springs. They're still surviving, I think. And then we went to Church Street Center. We finished that one off. We were there several years. And then we got invited down to Green Hills Mall by the marketing manager. And we stayed there for a few years until they realized that people were enjoying the tubas so much they weren't shopping. And that was the year they moved us to the garage, Mary. And after that, we decided, well, we got to do something. So we went to the public library downtown, and they loved us there, but the security people said that we were violating the fire code, too many people, so had to move on. Then we went to downtown Presbyterian, same thing. We had so many people that fire code wouldn't take it. And so we finally got invited here in 2006 by Mark Edwards, the choir director. And, we had one concert, and people were standing around the walls, all around the downstairs and upstairs, and they said, we can't have that. So we went to a second concert, so that's why we have two shows now. And of course, we really appreciate your coming and braving the kind of inclement weather out there, but I think we're going to be fine. We should be finished before any snow that's arriving comes in. Before we go on with the next song, I would like to recognize a very special friend of ours who is really a legend in this town for what she's done in many regards, but Miss Mary Hance, who's known to you as Miss Cheap. She started out with the Nashville Banner. and Miss Cheap is going to tell you about our charity that's benefiting from a free will offering today.
Thank you, GR. Thank y'all so much for being here. I love this concert every year. I think I've covered it the whole 25 years that I have been doing the Ms. Cheap column. And it is free as usual, of course. But this year I'm so pleased to be able to partner with GR and all you tubists up here. He said that was the right way to refer to them. But this time we're going to be collecting afterward for the Ms. Cheap Penny Drive for Second Harvest. And I'm sure you all are all familiar with Second Harvest, but their numbers show that 1 in 8 people in Middle Tennessee, including 1 in 6 children, is at risk of hunger, struggling with hunger. And what that really means to me is that if that's the case, then there's 7 of us who can do something about it. So I'm asking you all for your generosity. We'll be out there. I'm so pleased to have some of my colleagues here, Madeline here, my editor, Jessica Bliss, and Brad Smith are my fellow columnists. And we'll be collecting along with some Second Harvest staff. The head of Second Harvest, Nancy Kyle, is here supporting this event. The Tuba Christmas, to me is really gets the holiday season off to the right start. If hearing them play these Christmas carols on all these tubas doesn't get you in the spirit, I don't know what would. So thank y'all so much for being here and for supporting this and for supporting the Penny Drive, and to Nashville First Baptist for sharing your beautiful sanctuary with all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mary, and I hope that you brought a little extra cash with you that you can share with Second Harvest today. Just a word about the ensemble up here. I told you that we have around 80. This is the first time these people have ever seen each other. We rehearsed for about an hour prior to the performance. A lot of these songs we play through once and that's it. And so I think it's pretty amazing that they sound as good as they do, don't you? Thank you. And it's a credit to the wonderful music teachers that we have, which a number of the people in this ensemble are either currently teaching high school or college or privately or have retired from that, just out of curiosity, would everybody who is in one of those categories, is either currently teaching, has taught, retired, is college or middle school or any kind of school, would you stand up? What about that? Thank you, thank you. And of course, you know, these people are worth a lot more than I could pay them, and they're working for free today, so thank you very much. Now, we'd like to do a sort of a, let's do number 7 in the book, players. We'd like to do one of our favorite ones we do sort of as a concert number. It's an arrangement is not so great for singing, but you're welcome to sing if you want to. It's Go Tell It on the Mountain. All right, thank you. Number 10. One of my favorite carols, and I'm sure yours too, is O Little Town of Bethlehem. Let's do that one next. Himself used to come and conduct here in Nashville, and there was one of the carols that he always had a story to go with, and I'm going to try to remember that story. He grew up during the Great Depression in Marionville, Missouri, a small town, and he said they didn't have much money, but he got his music from going to church. He went to the little Methodist church there, and he said that he always remembered at Christmas when they sang Angels We Have Heard on High, that he thought the ladies' voices singing the Gloria part and the chorus sounded like an angel choir. And he always wanted us to duplicate that at Tuba Christmas, and I always try every year, and a couple of my friends here always have to remind me of the arrangement, but I think we're going to give that a shot today. And basically what we want to have happen is when we get to the part in the chorus where it says glory, the glory, you know the part I mean, we want everybody to drop out, all the tubas to drop out, and just the ladies to sing that. So you'll be our own angel choir, if only for today, you know. Okay, let's practice that with the ladies one time. Bar 9, yeah, bar 9. Let's practice that. Wait a minute, I've got to get the right music up. It's number 17. You've already figured it out, haven't you? Way ahead of me. Bar 9. We just play 4 bars. All right. 2, ready, go. Okay, we've got it. All right, now we're going to play it from the top, and when we get to that part, and instead of doing the usual thing of let's everybody sing from the very beginning. All right, here we go.
Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply, echoing the joyous strains.
That was wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you. And you know, I heard the alto parts in there. Did you hear that, Carmen? The alto parts coming out? That was wonderful. Now, at this point in our program, Harvey would always do a tribute to his teacher, Bill Bell, and talk a little bit about people that we had lost, particularly in the music business, but also in families. And my co-conspirator here of Tuba Christmas, Miss Nancy Holland, is going to come up and conduct Silent Night. And as we do this, it's in honor of Bill Bell, who was born on Christmas Day, 1902. And now it's also in honor of Harvey Phillips, who we lost in October of 2010. And of course, Alec Wilder is no longer with us. And I invite you to, in your own mind, insert the names of those you've lost, particularly this year. It's been a bad year in our household. We've lost relatives, friends, and of course, as we get older, we look around and you say, well, you know, there are not very many left that I grew up around, but I'm thankful for those who are carrying on and for the young folks who are coming behind. And hey, tubas are in good hands, don't you think? You know, with all of these people up here. So anyway, Nancy, if you'd come up and conduct this, and then she's going to conduct some other things, and then I'll be back. That's what they said in the movies, right?
Okay, thank you. I wasn't sure if the microphone was on. You know, this high-tech equipment. I have it's actually my second smartwatch. I substitute teach quite a bit. And I was subbing one day, and I'd gone over long division with a class. And just as I got to the end, Siri pipes up with, "I didn't quite get that." And, you know, the kids thought it was funny, too. But anyway, great world we live in. The reason that we talk during concert is to kind of give everybody's chops a break. You know, if you've ever played a brass instrument at all, you know, you get a little tired after a while. We've got great players here. There's a number of students who are all mid-state players. I'd like for them to stand or raise your hand and be recognized. It's definitely a testament to the success of music education. Okay, back to playing. Our next song, I think everybody knows this one, Joy to the World. I'm really thankful to have been GR's co-conspirator all these years. We were mere children when we started doing this. And it's, I look forward to it every year. I'm a former student of Winston Morris at Tennessee Tech University, and some of my former classmates and some people who came after me are here. I feel so fortunate to be a part of this, and Christmas season starts for me with Tuba Christmas. Okay, we are going to play We Three Kings. going to hand it back to GR at this point.
All right, thank you, Nancy. Guys, we're going to do our finger snap thing here in a minute, and then after that, number 33 in the book. So anyway, one of the things that Harvey used to do when he came to Nashville was he'd get with me and we would do a duet on a piece that somebody wrote for him called Santa Wants a Tuba for Christmas. And so, sometimes we do that again. I'd like to make an attempt to do that for you today. I'm going to play like I used to play, and she's going to be Harvey and going to sing the part. Before I do that, though, I forgot earlier to tell you that we have, I always try to get the oldest and youngest players, and I'm going to ask them to stand. I think today we go from 11 to 89. Can you all stand up and show us who you are? Look at there. Yeah. All right, here we go. I guess you can phone in the chord at the end when All right. Okay, I need the mic one more time. I forgot. I've got a little intro to it. Now, this is Harvey's intro. Now, Santa brings toys to good girls and boys. He's done it for years and years, but who would have thought that Santa has got a special wish of his own?
Santa wants a tuba for Christmas. He knows playing tuba is fun. Santa wants a tuba for Christmas, so please won't you bring him one? Santa wants a tuba for Christmas, a bright shiny tuba to play. Santa wants a tuba for Christmas, so please won't you send one his way? Santa knows the tuba blows the jolliest sound you'll hear. What he wants to see waiting under the tree is a tuba toot toot when he's finished his route. Yes, Santa wants a tuba for Christmas. He never had a present before. Santa wants a tuba for Christmas. It's all that he's ever asked for. It's all that he's ever asked for. Santa wants a tuba in his stocking this year.
Thank you very much, Carmen. You're in great voice today. Well, as they say, all good things must end eventually. We'd like to play for you a couple more songs, and this one that's coming up is probably the favorite of most of the tuba players, and I think you'll recognize it. Let's see here. Number 33 in the book. Now, back when I was in the high school band, this is like back in the 1800s, shortly after the Civil War, we used to play John Philip Sousa marches, and there was one that was we used to play that was based on the national anthem. I know a lot of you probably heard it. It was called the National Emblem. And Norland Bewley arranged this particular song, Jingle Bells, and just for fun, he threw in a clip out of National Emblem. Let's see if you recognize it when we get there.
dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Number 23, players. 23. Well, this next one is Our Wish to You, and hey, you probably got to get back to work before your boss discovers you slipped out. So have a good lunch, and if you're really a tuba lover, we do have another show at 12:30. You're welcome to stay around. And here's Our Wish to You. Thank you so much for coming. See you next year. I don't know if I can get this on.